Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have been gone for a few weeks and so I thought my first video back would be good to do as a bit of a planner update, as I am in my weeks as my kind of full-time planner for the first time this year. And yeah, I thought I'd talk you through how I've been using it and kind of give you a bit of an overview about where I've been these past few weeks. Okay, so opening up, and things are very simple in here. So if you saw my setup for the year, you will know that I originally had this as my kind of health and fitness planner. I was doing kind of exercise tracking and all sorts of things in there, and basically my life got very busy a few weeks ago. So since my last video, I have been on 2 mini breaks. We've had family over from Australia and I've moved house. We finally bought a house and we had to move into it. We had a load of work to do before the family came, and yeah, it's just been very busy, and I knew I needed to move into something a lot more easygoing, a lot more easy to set up, and I realised that I had the perfect planner in the weeks. So I moved into here kind of back in April, I think it was, I suppose, being fully aware of how busy things were about to get, and loved it. I just have a super simple setup, one that you've seen in various planners before, just my plans in here, weekly tasks down here in terms of when they specifically need to be done, and a simple habit tracker here. I knew that this would keep me very sane over what has been a bit of a mad kind of couple of months, and it absolutely has. It's been perfect. The setup time has been minimal. It can be thrown about, it's been in bags, it's been on desks, it's not taken up a load of room, and it's worked out perfectly. And I am kind of nearing the point where I can probably move out of this now and kind of into something else now that I'm a bit more settled, but I am still in here for the time being. I have basically just been using the monthly and the weeklies, as you probably saw as I flicked through. I've not kind of done any setup in terms of kind of any stickers or decorating. I've kept this as it was when it was kind of my health and fitness tracker, and I will kind of continue to use these spreads as such. But beyond that, I've just really been kind of utilising the monthlies and the weeklies. Can't remember if I've mentioned these before, but this is just a Cocoa Fusion card. I don't use a lot of tabs kind of in this planner, but I thought it'd be handy just to kind of have here in case I needed. And yeah, that's kind of, it doesn't look that busy kind of flicking back through, but there's just been a lot going on, a lot of wallpaper stripping and getting plasterers in and moving the furniture and finding furniture, because we've gone from a 2-bed flat to a 3-bedroom house with a garden, so suddenly we need a lot more stuff. So yeah, perfectly kind of set up for kind of this busy period, shall we say. In terms of how I've been using the weeks, again, I love this planner because just the setup is so simple, so easy. I've been doing a layout that you will have seen in this planner before because I've definitely used it previously, just kind of splitting up my actually, I don't know, this may be a bit of a tweak on a layout that I've used before. So what I did, because I do quite like to keep my kind of life and Lethbridge paper stuff separate, I used the left hand side of the page basically for everything kind of home and life related. So any events were in here, any tasks were in here, kind of, you know, like chores or home things, and then I kind of added in a few extra bits to begin with, so where I did workouts or, you know, the date that we got a date for the house. And then I kept the right hand side for, so this is everything to do with Lethbridge paper, so videos, orders, everything kind of went on here just to kind of have that clear separation, and I really like how this worked out. And then I just put my usual waiting on bit at the bottom, which you'll have seen me do in a million different planners. And that's kind of how I've been using it. Kind of some weeks I've added in a few stickers, but most of the time it's just been very basic, very simple. Just, I don't know about you, but I need to sit down on a Sunday and just get out of my brain everything that needs to happen the following week. And so just setting up this, in that it doesn't really need any setup, is the perfect kind of planner to do it, because I can just sit there quickly, set up my week, all my kind of plans are in here so they can get moved over very easily, and then I'm good to go. The week is kind of there and set up, and I can use it as much or as little as possible, as you probably saw in some kind of flicks. So yeah, this week was moving week basically. I think we'd moved on the Friday, so everything was just all very much house, so didn't use it loads, but at least had kind of the framework of important things that needed to happen. And then other weeks I've used it loads, so this was last week. Things are returning to normal, things are still very busy, but I'm able to kind of feel a bit more in control of everything, and therefore been using, and I'd say I've been doing a lot more normal tasks, and therefore I've been using this more. Some weeks I did, so I was kind of in the house, the family had left on, the family had left this week, so things were starting to come back to normal. So I was like, oh, let's start putting some stickers in and playing with my Happy Day subscription, which also came in amongst the move. And I'm not kind of loving it as much, and that's kind of why I'm thinking, yeah, now's the time to probably move back into a different planner with a bit more space, where I can do a few more kind of creative things and get some stickers in there and pretty it up. And that's this week, so you can definitely see, it's probably quite interesting to kind of look through this kind of right hand side of the page, because you can definitely see where I've been able to give a bit more focus to Lethbridge paper, in that I just barely have been. So this week, in amongst everything that's going on with the house, I was in the PPC sale, and so I had that to contend with, because we had the date for that long before the house. So bit of busyness there, and then kind of a few weeks of just not doing very much. I wasn't really posting on Instagram, the odd story, and then as of this week things are, I'd say, roughly back to normal, and so I'm filming again, I'm back to Instagram, we'll be working on some new releases and things like that. So I am probably going to start to run out of space, which again, another reason why I can probably go back into what was my setup before I moved. So probably one of my last videos, hilariously, was an updated setup where I had moved back into my cousin. That lasted not very long before the move happened, and so I just needed to be in here. But I'm thinking I'll probably go back to that setup, but maybe just another week or so in here, just to feel like I'm definitely on top of everything and ready to kind of expand out planning and do a bit more creativity and things like that. But this has absolutely served me very well for the move, and it was really funny. I was watching a Lindsay Scribbles video, and I think she's moved now as well, but she'd also jumped back into the weeks to help with the busyness, just in the run up to moving. So I feel like it's just a very common planner at the moment. If you feel like there's a lot going on and you're super busy, use the weeks. It's so simple to use and set up and help you feel like you're on top of everything, even when there's literally chaos going on around you. And yeah, that's it for this video. Not a long one, but I thought it would be a good one to kind of come back to YouTube with. Love a good planner setup video. Obviously not much of a setup. I haven't actually talked about the notes pages because I haven't been using them beyond my usual finance tracking, which I don't show because it's literally got all my finance details in here. But a little update on how I've been using this planner. It's been nice actually to properly use this, because although I do like having it as a health and fitness planner, I had not been really using the weekly pages at all, even though I think I had initially set out to. Yeah, so I've literally used a handful of the weeks, so it just felt like it wasn't really getting used to its full potential. I was using the monthlies and I was using these pages, but it's been nice to actually feel like it was worth purchasing, because at one point I was like, maybe I don't need to buy one for next year given how little I've used it this year. But this did help me realise that just having a week's on hand for when there's a busy period of life, yeah, I will always buy a week's every year and continue to, because even if I only end up using it a couple of months out of the year, I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't had this. And that's not hyperbole, because I really think I would have struggled to keep on top of just life because the alternative would have been bullet journal and I didn't want to be setting up weeks and spreads and things like that. So yeah, this is my little appeal for everyone who buy a weeks on the off chance that you might need it or might just need a few simple weeks in a planner. This is the planner for you. On that note, I'm going to end this video before I ramble on a bit too much, but I hope you've all been well and I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be back next week with back to kind of regularly scheduled content. Thanks, bye.